Hello again, and welcome to the latest update on how things are going with Cloud Chess. So, quite a lot to talk about since in the last month, since the last screencast. So, we'll start off with what's new on the icon front. Look here, there's a new icon. I decided that I needed to get rid of the one that I had because it was just a bit of free clip art on the internet. And this one's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction, and I think it'll do for now. So let's go in, start the application up. Um, okay, well, the first thing to tell you about is the new help system. I've pretty much rounded off the functionality, so it was time to start thinking about writing the help and implementing it. So here we have a basic table of contents, first time setup starting a game, and I've tried to keep all of these as pretty simple descriptions. There's nothing here about how to play chess. If you want to know how to play chess, you'll have to go somewhere else. But for example, first time setup um, will bring up a page of instructions telling you what you need to fill in and how to sort of save your changes. And yeah, and so on and so forth. So we've got a help system, and it's been integrated along with settings into, well, just as for an example, into the Friends menu. You've got help and settings are now, come on, there we are. This thing here is called the overflow menu, so we've always got help and settings available to us, unless you're in help or settings, that is. And that's a very good thing to have. So what else is new? Let's go into the game list and see what we've got there. Here you will see that I have now got some icons. These are to indicate the urgency of the move. There's nothing here, that's because this game's over, so it's totally unimportant. This sort of empty star means that it's important. There aren't any half stars at the minute, but they are half important, and the fully coloured one is the most important. So all I've done is basically take the time out and chop it into 3, and whichever of the thirds it falls into gives you a rating of the urgency of the move. Also here you can see that there's a little sort of folder icon with archive on it, and if I touch that, I'll see the games which have been completed. There we go. And I also have a rudimentary housekeeping facility to delete games which have been completed. I don't want to delete any at the minute, so I won't. And as far as, oh hang on, let's go back into that. If you want to delete your current games, what you would need to do there is go here into the overflow menu, go into settings, and here you've got an option to delete the current games, which is reasonably safe because the games will restore when you try to refresh your game list automatically. Maybe I should demo that sometime, but not now. So let's get back to the game list. Yeah, we've got housekeeping facilities. Yeah, well, it's okay. Other new stuff. Let's go into our friends list. here I've not done a whole lot, but I have added some statistics, played, won, drawn and lost. There's also a sort of status message which shows you how many games you've got in progress. Or if I go over onto this one, oh, not games, friends, it will show me when the last game ended. Also from the friends list, if you were to touch on the friend, you will get an option to start a new game, and if you do that, click OK, it will just put that keyboard away for a minute. It'll fill in the name of the opponent, and you just need to complete the game and touch on start game and you would be off, but I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, let's have a look at what you can do in the game itself. One big change I've introduced is to, in portrait mode, maximize the size of the board to fit the screen width. If I was to rotate the screen, then you will have to tilt your head to the right for this. You'll see that we've got everything on here. Sort of the dialogue is here, the history is here, captured pieces are here. But in portrait mode, all you can see is down here, the top bit of the dialogue. And if I pick a longer game, or should I say a game with more dialogue on it, you might be able to see that this does scroll, but I have a feeling that that space underneath the board will be very useful for advertising anyway, so it's not really that useful. But when you're in portrait mode, these actions up here, view, chat and history, come into their own. If we go into view chat, you can see the entire dialogue. And if you go into history, you can see the pieces which have been captured and the PGN notation for the game so far. So that's pretty good, I think. And I think I've come to the end of my list of things to say. It's going reasonably well. I've got to get into some serious testing now, but one by one I'm knocking the nasties off, and fingers crossed for, well, yeah, getting the development finished and put to sleep so we can get into beta testing in a couple of weeks. So once again, thanks very much for your attention, and I've enjoyed showing it to you.